Sure. Hello. Hi, students. Good evening, everybody. Is my voice audible to you all? Hope everyone is able to hear me. Who all are present, can you all just reply with your names? But hi Niranjan, hi Tarunima. Anyone else apart from Niranjan and Tarunima? Please reply with your names. 5 more minutes, students. We'll see if anyone is joining and we'll start the class. So this will be the last topic we'll be discussing about in chapter 1. And this will be the end of the chapter. We'll just wait for another 3 minutes. If anyone is present, we'll see if anyone is about to attend the class. If no one does, we'll start our class. Apart from Tarunima and Niranjan, anybody present, please do reply your name. How nutrients are replenished in the soil. This will be our today's topic and the final one for chapter 1. Any doubts of our students from the previous class? If there's any doubts, you can let me know. Yeah, good evening, everybody. No, sir. Okay. No doubts so far. Niranjan has replied, no doubts. Anybody else have any doubts regarding the previous topics which we discussed? Anybody, any doubts from previous topics? You can let me know. One more minute, I'll begin with the class. By then, if anybody has any doubts, they can tell us. Any doubts regarding previous explanations? Okay. Can we start the class? Yes from everyone. Okay. So we'll start the class now. The topic is how nutrients are replenished in the soil. Okay, this will be the last topic for chapter 1. Okay. So what does this mean? I'll tell you why nutrients are being refilled in the soil. Replenished means being refilled. Okay. That is known as replenished. So how nutrients are being refilled in the soil. This is what we are going to discuss about. Okay. I'll put it down in a bracket here. The meaning of this, how nutrients are being refilled in the soil. Okay. Replenish means refill. Okay. Everybody knows what refilling is. Okay. So this is what we're going to discuss. So any idea about this? Do you all have any idea about this? How nutrients are being refilled? Just think. I'll give you all 2 minutes. Just think about it. How are nutrients being refilled in the soil? I had earlier explained y'all what are nutrients and how they are present on the soil. Okay, just don't tell me. I don't want answers. Just think about it. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes. Just think about it. How nutrients are being refilled in the soil. Just revisit what all was explained to you all previously during photosynthesis and all. Just rethink everything. You will get a clarity on what I'm going to explain. Okay. I explained about photosynthesis and about, I'll give you all another hint. It is being absorbed by the roots. Most of the nutrients are being absorbed by the roots, like minerals from water and nitrogen from bacteria. Okay. Hope everyone recollected what was taught to you all. So I'll get into the topic now. So how nutrients are being refilled in the soil. Okay. As we can see, I'll give you all a small example. That is, as you all can see, when farmers are farming their fields, they put fertilizers, they put manure or fertilizers in the soil. You know why they do that? They are refilling it. They're refilling the nutrients. There are so many bacteria in manure and fertilizers. Okay, in manure and fertilizers, there are many bacteria. As I told you, from bacteria, plants are able to absorb nitrogen. Plants are able to absorb nitrogen. I told you all earlier during the photosynthesis explanation that plants are able to absorb nitrogen from bacteria. So, if the bacteria has to be present in the soil, either someone has to drop it there. Okay, when a farmer is farming his field, just take this as an example. This is his field. Okay, he'll make a few borders of everything. Hmm? Like he'll divide like as a partition of everything. Here he'll plow a few. Here he'll plant a few plants that will cultivate vegetables. Here fruits. Here rice, and here wheat. Okay. Here you can see there are so many plants here. Okay. So many plants inside the field. So many plants inside the field. Has anyone visited these fields where farmers have where farmers are farming plants and everything? There are so many plants. Here you can see there are like thousands and more. Okay. For them, whatever the bacteria that is present in the soil around is not sufficient. Okay. Obviously, bacteria will be there in soil, but for so many plants, those bacteria are not sufficient. So what happens is they create this manure and fertilizers. In that, all bacteria will be there. So they throw this on the field here. Okay, that is how they refill this nutrients in the soil. Okay, has everybody understood? Any doubts? No, no, please don't write it. This is just for explanation purpose. Okay, has everybody understood? If I get to know who all have understood, then I'll tell you all what to write and what to take down. Okay. For now, you all can just take this down. The small thing, an example, you all can take this on as an example. So you can take the main heading, write down the main heading, and under that, write down what the heading's meaning is. Okay, in brackets, how I've written, and a small example on the topic. Okay, then I'll tell you all what is the benefits and everything. We'll discuss about that. Once you're done writing, please reply telling yes or something. I'll start. I'll wait till then. Is everybody done? Okay, okay, students, we'll get into the topic. This was a small introduction. Okay, now we'll get into the main thing. Okay. So now, if I explain you all what on the topic, you will have a clarity on it. That is why I gave a small introduction before starting this. Okay, okay. Now, how nutrients are replenished in the soil. Okay, this is our topic. So that means how nutrients are being refilled in the soil. I gave you an example of the fields and everything. Now, generally, take about the parks beside us. There are many plants. Hmm? Now, we learned earlier that plants absorb nutrients, nutrients and minerals. So, whatever is present in the soil, the plant absorbs everything. Okay, all the nutrients and minerals, it absorbs everything. Then there is still no nutrients left over in the soil. So at that time what happens is, these farmers, what they do is, they pour manure or fertilizers, manure or fertilizers are, sorry, are being spreaded in the field, are being spreaded in the field. Okay, so this is what then what happens? As I gave a small example about manure and fertilizers, it contains bacteria, which has nitrogen gas in it, potassium gas in it, and phosphorus gases, which is even part of nutrition for plants. Okay, I had explained about all this earlier. Okay, they are being spreaded in the field. So once you think, for example, there is a few nutrients present in the soil, the plant absorbs all this. Now there is no nutrient left over. So what the farmer does, he puts little more manure, fertilizes everything. So there again, new nutrients starts getting created in the soil. So that is how this process works. Okay, the plant keeps absorbing the nutrients in soils, nutrients and minerals. The farmer keeps fertilizing and manuring the fields. Okay. Any doubts so far? Okay. So why is this important? Okay. Why is this particular part important for a plant? It means if we if we fulfill plants nutrients, it can grow healthily. Sorry, it can grow healthily. Okay. So this is why nutrients are important for plant. If the plant has to grow healthily, the nutrients are very important. So there, when there is no proper nutrients, what happens is the plant doesn't grow healthy. It will die in a few moments, like after a few days or something. It will start drying, the leaves will start falling, and the stem will start drying, and it will become like a dry stick. As you can see, most of the fruits and vegetable plants are not grown on roadside or parks. You can hardly see one or two plants or one or two trees. Okay, but if you go to farms, you can see number of trees and number of plants because they take good care of it. They provide proper nutrients to it by manuring and fertilizing the fields. Okay, did everybody understood what manuring and fertilizing the field is? Can I get a reply from everyone? Okay. So previously we discussed about how plants absorb nitrogen, even though it's present in the air, even though nitrogen is present in the air, but the plant needs a bacteria, okay, the bacteria to provide a nitrogen. So that bacteria name is nothing but rhizobium. Rhizobium. Okay. So this is that bacteria that provides nitrogen to the plant. Okay. So even as I told you earlier, we discussed that nitrogen also can get converted into a nutrient after being absorbed in the process of photosynthesis, right? So now, like the bacteria, which is like as I told you, this will be mixed in manure and fertilizers. So it will be present on the soil and it will provide the plant whatever the nitrogen it requires, the gas or something. Okay. If you want to take down, you can take this down. I'll tell you why rhizobium provides nitrogen to the plant. I'll tell you all the reason. Okay, take down so far whatever is given. Are you all done? Can I get a reply? Okay, I think some of them exited the class. Pritam, let's just wait for 2 minutes. Three of them have exited the class. There might be some internet issues. We'll just wait for them to come back. Okay, so this rhizobium bacteria is present in the soil. Okay, so as this has an advantage, Now, as rhizobium is present in the soil, so in fertilizers, uh, whatever the farmers are fertilizing the soil or something, like they now, for example, just imagine there is potassium based fertilizers, there is nitrogen based fertilizers, there is phosphorus based fertilizers. Okay, I'll write down a small example. Please don't copy it. Example, I'll just put P for potassium 30%, pH for phosphorus, this is 40%, and N for nitrogen. So when rhizobium is present in the soil, so here the count reduces to 20%. Okay, and other gases 10%. So this is how the fertilizing happens. Okay, when a farmer, because of this rhizobium, the bacteria which is present in the soil, so he'll have to reduce his nitrogenous fertilizers. Here remaining others he can increase and he can add it in the field. Okay, this is just a small example, just don't take it down, this for understanding purpose. So when a fertilizer is created, when a fertilizer or a manure is prepared, there is all kind of gases added in it. Okay. Now nitrogen, there are few bacteria added for nitrogen. There are few bacteria added for potassium. There are a few different kinds of chemicals added for phosphorus and for potassium and everything. So like that, when uh, this as because of rhizobium is present in the soil, this nitrogenous whatever liquid is chemical is used for fertilizing, that will be reduced. Okay, I'll tell you on what basis. Okay, this bacteria and the plant share a one minute symbiotic relationship. Okay, the plant and bacteria share a symbiotic relationship. I'll tell you why. Because bacteria doesn't prepare its own food. Okay, bacteria doesn't prepare its own food. It is dependent on plant now. Okay, so here what happens is the plant provides food to bacteria and in return takes nitrogen. Okay, so here there is exchange, a mutual understanding between both. It is in biological language. It is known as symbiotic relationship. Day before yesterday we discussed about symbiosis. Okay, so it is a general understanding between both. Okay, now bacteria doesn't prepare its own food. So what it does, it provides nitrogen to plant, and the plant in return provides food to bacteria as well as shelter, food and shelter. Okay, it provides both food and shelter to bacteria in return, and in return it takes nitrogen. Okay, has everybody understood? And this bacteria, it stays in the root of the plant. Okay, there is no space. I'll write it down here. Has everybody taken down? You'll want me to wait? Rhizobium. Any doubts? I'll tell you what kind of shelter is provided by writing by. Okay, bacteria stays in the root of plants, the roots of plants for shelter and gets food from plant in return providing nitrogen. Okay, and students, one more thing. To see bacteria, don't go pluck all the plants outside and check the roots, okay? Because bacteria are not seen through bare eyes. You can only view it in the microscope. Okay, please don't do such stunts. Going and plucking all the plants outside and checking the roots whether bacteria is present or not. Okay, if there is any lab conducted in your class during the school hours related to science, the teacher will definitely take you all to the science lab and she'll make you all watch view through microscope what bacteria is. Okay, please don't go pluck the plants outside. Okay, has everybody understood so far? Any doubts? Yes, sir. What doubt, Preetham? You can ask me. Okay, so that is how plants are grown. Okay, the complete we discussed about the complete nutrition. Um, she will take and go lab. Yeah, if there is anything related to the subject or to the topic which is important, definitely your teacher will take you to lab. Okay, I don't know whether they'll take you for the first chapter or something, but if it's important, definitely they'll take you to the lab and they'll make you all view bacteria from the microscope. Okay, please don't trouble go and trouble your teacher telling that in online tuitions my sir told that you will take to lab. Please take me and all that. Okay, I just told you if the topic is important for you all to know, and if the teacher thinks that you have to really see bacteria and everything, she'll definitely take you all. Okay, if not, you can ask your teacher to show bacteria or something. Okay, any doubts so far? Anybody, any doubts? Okay, so that's all. This is end of chapter one. Okay, so we'll just recall what all we discussed. Okay, first we discussed about nutrition. I'll do one thing. I'll just go by the slides. Okay. Just go over the slides. Okay. We started with nutrition in plants. Okay, first we discussed about nutrients. We discussed components, what are nutrients, and we discussed, sir asked question. Yeah, I'll ask. We discussed about components of food. Okay, nutrients are components of food and how they are helpful. What are those components and how they are helpful for living organisms? We discussed. Then soon after that, we discussed mode of nutrition in plants. Okay, and we discussed autotrophs and heterotrophs, and we discussed about photosynthesis. Then about stomata, the process we discussed in detail how each and every part of the plant is important in preparing their own food. How they perform, how they show up their duty in preparing their own food. We discussed and chlorophyll. We had a small question and answer session. We'll see how many of you all know answers for this. I mean, the first question is answered. We'll see how many of you all know answers for this. Tell me what is heterotrophs. Heterotrophs for this answer for this one. Heterotrophs. No, no, wrong answer, Pritham. That is autotrophs, not heterotrophs. Think. I'll give you another chance. What is heterotrophs? That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, exactly. Correct one, Niranjan. I think Pritham got a little confused of autotrophs and heterotrophs. No problem. Your answer is correct. My question was wrong. Yeah, autotrophs are organisms who make their own this thing. Okay. Okay. I'll ask you all a simple question. Okay, let's see how many of you will know the answer. Okay, be ready to type. Hmm? Name the living organism that prepare their own food. This question. Yeah, nice one, Niranjan. Plants. You still remember everything. Yeah, green plants. Who I think it is Sakib. He knows it very detailedly. That's why he told green plants. Because day before yesterday we discussed there are heterotrophs in plants also. Good answer, Sakib. Yeah, green plants. Even Tarunima knows. But you can simply answer just telling plants. Even green plants is also correct answer, but actual answer is green plants. Okay, does everybody remember what all was taught to you all? I'll write down simple questions. Try answering. Okay. Q&A session. Get ready, boys and girls. We'll start. So name two insectivorous plants. Name any one insectivorous plant. Don't need to. It will take time for you all to type. Name any one insectivorous plants. Oh, you all are faster than me. Good answer, Sakib and Tarunima. Right answer. Pitcher plant or Venus flytrap. It's trap, Niranjan, not tarp. Okay. So, what question you all want me to ask? Okay. I'll ask question regarding what was taught to you all recently. Okay. Answer in one line. What is symbiosis? Most of them wouldn't know this answer. We'll see how many of you all know. Just give a try, even if it's wrong, not a problem. We'll see how much you all have understood. Symbiosis. I even now recently explained. I'll give you all a small hint. Bacteria and the plant's root. Just type it in one line, okay? Don't need big answers. Even if it's wrong, not a problem, students. You all can correct by knowing the right answer. Both are benefited. Something related. It is the point is relevant to the answer, but it is not perfect. Both are benefited. What is symbiosis? Where is it? Here. Most of them were wondering to answer or not. But Niranjan, your point is related to the answer, but a little more this thing. See, organisms living together and share both shelter and nutrients. Okay, I'll ask another question. I'll show you all the answer and I'll ask the question. We'll see how many of you are how many of you all are more interactive. I'm going to show you all the answer now. I'll just display the slide. Okay, see it properly. I'll ask any question out of it. I'll give you all 1 minute time. Clearly observe the slide. I'll ask a question out of it. Okay, done. I'm going to ask question now. So 1 minute. When is oxygen released? We'll see how many of them know the answer. When is oxygen released from plants? It is a very easy answer. When is oxygen released from plants? Yeah, right answer, Niranjan. During photosynthesis. Good one. Remaining three of you all don't know the answer. Tarunima, Sakib, and Preetham. No, Tarunima. Oxygen is released during photosynthesis. Okay. Oxygen is an unwanted gas for the plant, so it releases from its this thing. Okay. During photosynthesis, oxygen is released. Okay. And one more easy question, but almost she is near to the answer. Tarunima, oxygen is released when carbon dioxide is absorbed, not taken place. Okay. Why is oxygen important? Why is oxygen important? It is a very easy answer. Why is oxygen important? Yeah, for survival. Nice answer, Niranjan. Yeah, to breathe, it is okay. Oxygen is important for survival. Good answer, Tarunima. To breathe, it is relevant answer, but not the correct answer, Pritham. Oxygen is important to breathe, but you have to use different words like survival or something, okay? You won't get marks if you write to breathe. If asked in any kind of fill in the blanks or something, at that time, if you write breathe or to breathe and all, they don't give you marks. Oxygen is very essential for living. Okay, very essential for survival. Essential means important. Okay, you're rewriting whatever I wrote here as a question. Okay, yeah, that's all for today, students. Um, the next class will be it has to be on Friday, but mostly the science class will be tomorrow. Okay, then again after tomorrow, you all will have science class on Monday. Friday, Saturday, there won't be classes. Friday, mostly only maths class will be there. Okay, Friday only maths class will be there, and tomorrow there will be science class, and Friday there won't be science class. I'm telling you all now itself. Please don't message in the group like Preetham does. Okay, tomorrow at 4, science class will be there, and Friday at 4, maths class will be there. Okay, and again from Monday you will have regular classes. That is from next week. Okay, you will have regular classes. Next week onwards, regular classes. The reason why we didn't take regular classes is most of the parents were interested, but they didn't register themselves. Okay, they were not ready to pay and get registered as you people did. So that is why we didn't take classes all these days. And even this week, we are as much as possible, we are trying our best to get in touch with parents, but they are not coming ahead to do the registration. They'll tell we'll do tomorrow, tomorrow, and that is just happening. So that is why we are not conducting regular classes. Okay. From Monday onwards, there'll be regular classes. That is coming Monday. Okay. No, Saturday, Sunday classes won't be there. Only Monday to Friday classes will be there. And Saturdays, Whatever was taught for the week, test papers will be given to you all. This week there is a registration process going on, so we couldn't prepare the test papers. We'll provide it to you all next week. Okay, that's all, students. So I've already informed you all. Tomorrow science will be at 4 o'clock, and for tomorrow's maths class won't be there. Okay, no maths class tomorrow. Math will be on Friday, and Friday science won't be there. Okay, and from Monday onwards, that is next Monday. From next Monday onwards, you will be having regular classes. Okay, continuous classes will be there from Monday to Friday. Saturday will provide a test session for you all. Okay, test session in the sense we won't turn on live classes. Okay, we'll send a PDF in group. You'll have to look into that PDF and you'll have to answer that. Okay, yeah, okay. Thank you everyone. Bye. Thank you. Bye. Meet you all in the next class. So this is the end of chapter 1. Okay, students, you all can leave the class now.